Michigan State caught Arkansas at the right time. They caught them at the right time. Arkansas is not going to be this team in January, February. They're going to be really good because Darius Acuff is not going to make those same mistakes. He's not. And they've got so many players. Like, he goes 8 strong. Like, their top 8 is really good, and there's a lot of versatility in there. He can mix and match and figure out different lineups to be able to attack different types of teams. I think Acuff is the key. And I think we just saw a very inexperienced point guard who's still learning how to play with really good players and not have to do it all himself.
So I agree with you. But I think the hard part for Cal is going to be, it's twofold, right? One, it's the Trevon Brazile situation at the 4 it does not look like he's taking a step forward from that
he's inconsistent. Yeah. He did at the end of last year. If you remember, he was really good the last 10, 12 games last season.
But it didn't stick. Like there were a lot of plays that he made late in this game that were head scratching. Not the least of which
Ewan is the one that I think I was surprised he didn't play more against those bigs. I was really surprised he didn't get more playing time.
I guess Nick Pringle might have beat him out in practice in the fall. But what I will say is this, right? Where Cal is going to really struggle is teaching the decision-making for Darius Acuff and Malik Thomas, because there were a lot of plays down the stretch where what Cal does offensively, and this is what he's done forever, and this is what it's kind of gotten him in a little bit of trouble of late, especially towards the end of his Kentucky tenure, was the sets that he runs are basic to the point that they are designed to be able to get their best player in an isolation and a chance to be able to go win a matchup. And when you had John Wall, when you had Eric Bledsoe, when you had Karl Anthony Towns, when you had guys that were going to be top 5 picks in the draft, and not just 5-star freshmen, the best freshmen.
You don't think Acuff is one of those? You're ready to say that?
No.
In the second game of the season, you're ready to say that Darius Acuff can't be that guy.
Can I finish my point? Or the interrupter strikes again? Darius Acuff went for 16-6 on the road in a difficult environment as a Detroit kid coming back to Michigan and playing at East Lansing, right? I thought that he played well. But there were some decisions he made defensively where he got lost. Jumping at a Jeremy Fears pump fake to put him on the free throw line is not the right choice.
Terrible decision.
I think that there were a couple shots that he took down the stretch that as he learns and grows and in his freshman season, that's where he's going to get better. And in March, he should be better. But that's where the difficulty with Cal is going to be. Are those two going to be good enough by March to be able to run these offense, Malik Thomas and Darius Acuff, to do this stuff where you can trust them? And I'm not just talking about winning a game in the tournament. Like, this is Coach Cal and Arkansas.
Yeah, Final Four.
Final Four. When you're playing against top 10 teams in America, are those guys going to be good enough in March to be able to get the buckets that you need in those situations?
I mean, maybe. I think they're talented enough, and I think they've got enough pieces around them that it's not going to all be on them. To me, again, you've got some holdovers, which Cal doesn't generally have, which helps early. Cal's teams, a lot of them at Kentucky even, obviously because of their youth and inexperience, they struggled early. I've learned now not to overreact to a Calipari team losing early in the season.
Well, I'm actually,
especially at the Breslin Center.
I'm actually, if what was the game that we played on Thursday night?
Buy,
hold, sell.
Yeah.
If we were playing buy, hold, sell, like Arkansas would be the team that I'm buying right now.
Of course,
because I think that those two guys are. I've seen Malik Thomas do enough crazy stuff in AAU and in EYBL that I know that there's a stud there.
I'm saying,
and the best part about it,
can both go make a play off the bounce. Like they can.
And the best part about it is that Malik doesn't always have to be 1A because you have Acuff there next to him. So I am buying them, but what I will say is that there is a lot of room to get to that point, right? And the struggle is going to be, will they be able to win enough games and do enough before they are at that level against the schedule that they have to be able to have a seed that is good enough where, like last year, they figured it out by the end of the year, but you're a 10 seed. Like, you're only going to be able to be so dangerous as a 10 seed. if they end up as a 4 seed, that becomes Sweet 16. You're playing a number 1 seed. That becomes.
Is there anybody? But again, I don't think there's a UConn out there this year. I don't think there's like a team that you're so. We'll see. I mean, obviously it's early right now, but
UConn beat someone 44-3 yesterday. UConn might be UConn.
Well, yeah,
UConn might be UConn. No,
I just feel like, again, and I catch myself all the time trying not to overreact to early. Right, like next week is Champions Classic. Mm-hmm. I'll be there, and the first few years I remember Champions Classic, I overreacted completely. I think I said one year, Michigan State, after they lost, I think you were there with me, and we were like, they are not good enough. I'm out on them. And then they ended up being a really good team, I think, who won the Big Ten regular season title. So I think this team has enough upside. I think they've got enough retention. I think they've got enough versatile forwards. I think they've got a couple bigs that aren't great. And that's where I'm actually probably more concerned about their front line. Their guards are going to be fine.
I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned at all about their bigs, because I don't think that outside of Brazil, I'm not concerned about them at all, because I don't think that
you don't know yet.
But what are they going to
give you something?
What are they going to ask those two guys to do?
I don't know. Be tough, rebound, finish.
You got two guys where they get 20 minutes from each of them. Use all of your fouls. Rebound the ball. Don't let guys like Jackson Kohler and Carson Cooper get going, and just be 6'10" and 240 pounds and veterans. Just go be big.
Yeah.
I don't think that they need much more than that from those guys.
Yeah, I think this Arkansas is a team that can make a Final Four. I really wouldn't be surprised at all.
So I agree with you, but here's the devil advocate that I'm going to play. Right? We saw, you mentioned the Champions Classic overreactions last year at the Champions Classic. The reaction was Cooper Flagg made 2 decisions down the stretch, but they couldn't win.
Most of us, you and I included, did not overreact to that, because we had seen Cooper Flagg play 50 times.
We didn't. That was the national talking point, though.
Exactly, because it was the first time everybody had seen it.
And then we got to the Final Four, and some of that same stuff happened in the Final Four game.
Yeah, I mean, it did, because they didn't have a point guard to support him. That was the biggest issue with Duke.
Does Arkansas?
Yes. How do they not? I mean, again, they've got enough guys who can handle the ball. I'm not saying they're point guards necessarily. I think Akoff is a point guard. Cooper Flagg isn't a point guard. He is a elite passer from the forward position. Darius Akoff is a point guard who's going to learn how to play with really good players this year. He's going to be just fine. Trust me, he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I'm still buying Arkansas. I had them as a top 12 team in the preseason. I had them as the number 3 team in the SEC. And with the number of mistakes and issues with ball screen defense that you could identify in the last 10 minutes of that game, they were still a possession away from beating Michigan State. And if you get a better baseline out of bounds, then have a very real chance to tie the game against Michigan State in the Breslin Center.
A veteran team.
In the second game of the college basketball season. So